Hello guys, this is Domien and Merlijn hitting glorious leg day. Because when you train legs hard, then you learn something about life and such. Here Merlijn doing some warming up. So Merlijn, my friend, is doing it really good for his age. He's like 21, 22 years old. And he reaches like 91 kg, relatively lean. I like training with him. He goes hard, especially on those leg days. Merlijn is natty, I am not. Although he is the bigger guy of us two, he has decent genetics, in my opinion. He is 91 kg at 183 centimeters tall. For reference, I am 96 kg in this video, and I am 191 centimeters tall. That's about 6'3" for the American metrics. I think he has 3 or 4 lifting years under his belt. I have like 7 to 8 years, which the last 2 years I'm not natty. Why I decided to take the dark route, I will explain that in another video. It's always tempting, of course. I was cruising in this video on 175 milligrams of Testy each week. Before that, I did the DECA test cycle of 300 tests, 200 DECA, and the last 2 weeks I popped some Anavar or D-ball as a pre-workout. D-ball was dosed at 50 milligrams for the pre-workout, and Anavar was dosed for leg days, 50 milligrams, and for upper body days, 35 milligrams, but only the last 2 weeks I did that. For the last back of set, we put it our belts on. That kind of gives an edge in performance, especially in those high rep ranges, to be able to really push yourself and to not forget to brace. That's really important during a squat movement. The belt really helps in that regard. On other days, I actually try to train without a belt as much as possible. But on those higher rep ranges, I put my belt on mostly. When you use a belt sparingly, it can create to give you a little edge, to break plateaus or hit a PR. And then you need to step up your game, your squat game, and try to hit that PR without the belt. I injured my back a couple weeks ago, but today my back was feeling great, no pain. So I decided to go with the same sets and reps like Merlijn had on his plan for that day. The weight Merlijn chose was 107.5 kg for 6 reps each set for 4 sets. What really helped a lot to elevate the pain in my back a couple weeks ago was to stretch the glutes. Stretches like pre-joint stretches really help a lot. That was my tight spot during that time, the glutes. Also, doing the stretches in a dynamic version helps to improve the flexibility better. Dynamic version, an example for that is like doing a Bulgarian split squat, and in the bottom of the movement it really stretches the quad big time of the quad of the leg that is on the bench during the movement of the Bulgarian split squat. Also, an important thing people must do if they have hurted their back is going to a chiropractor as soon as possible. I really recommend that. I could go the day of the injury itself ASAP. I was really lucky. What the chiropractor does is align the joints immediately. It was my L4 vertebrae who was bulging a little tiny bit. So the L4 is the fourth lumbar vertebrae in the spine. It is the second lowest of your back above the tailbone. If all the joints are aligned of the spine and your hip bone and such, just that helps tremendously, in my opinion, with the recovery and pain in your back. I'm sure I got the injury from not bracing hard enough while performing barbell squats. I did not brace hard enough and air into my belly. That's something I learned from my powerlifting trainee Jolan back in June. It helped to bring my squat game up and to avoid injury, but not a few weeks ago. Because that way you make more sure that your spine is more stable during the exercise and when you breathe enough air into your belly. Then afterwards we did 3 sets of hack squats. We ramped up the weights from set 1 to set 2, and then set 3. We went all out. It was the first time actually I did 3 plates on each side, and it went relatively good. The next time I will try to place my feet higher, like Merlijn did, more in the middle of the plateau from the hack squat. So I can maybe I'm stronger in that position than the narrow stance feet position and really low. I did now, but that I use primarily that to get more quad dominant, to get more quad stimulus in that exercise. So after hack squats we did 4 sets of Romanian deadlifts with dumbbells. But we got so hooked into the workout that we forgot to film those. Too bad. As finisher exercise we did some walking lunges with 24 kg each side and overhead. Those were kind of fun. It was a nice introduction to my YouTube channel. First video of many to come hopefully, with lots of side information about my low dosages use, training tips, training with friends, blood work reviews, fasting, dealing with injuries, pep and peptides that help with that, nutrition hacks, certain medication usages. Thanks Merlijn, we're gonna hit that next one good.
Bedankt.